All right. Part three of the Dream and Tommy Hubbo old community drama. Okay. I'm back. You're one and only true and only OG DSMP fan. Here to talk about this whole drama. I'm finally gonna be reacting to Dream's response to Tommy's video now. About 9 minutes. It's called I'm Sorry, but not to Tommy in it. I'm telling you guys, I still believe that this can be solved with a call. I do still believe that. It might be really naive of me to think that, but I do still think that this is possible. But let's see, after this video, I might not think that anymore. All right, y'all. Once again, I'm gonna do exactly what I did with the other videos. I'm gonna be very critical of this video. Dream, you your actions in this beef, I don't really agree with. Okay? I really don't. I don't agree with attacking back, punching back at all, in the way that you did. I disagree with it. So now, at this point, you need to explain yourself. Straight up. You need to do it very well. I'm not saying justify using the R slur, but you do need to talk about everything that you were basically quiet about up until this point to at least give people some reasoning for why you feel the way you feel. Because right now, you look like a fucking asshole. I hope you know that. Like right now, Dream, you look like the villain because you decided to pop off the way you did. So now you have to do the very difficult work of peeling back now or justifying what you did to some extent. And that is very difficult. You made a really dumb mistake. So let's see how you fix it.
A video yesterday that was titled Dream, where he said a lot of stuff about me that isn't true, but he did correctly criticize me for something that I want to apologize for before I
Okay.
respond to the rest of his video. I posted a meme on Twitter that used the R word, and I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, genuinely. I think it's important to acknowledge right off the bat that that's not right.
Why is it okay, here we go. Why is it not right?
That's not how you should behave. I shouldn't have done it, period. Now,
Why? Why? I know that you're trying to get through this video for brevity, but for people to like fully understand like or get your side of it or to get that feeling of like okay this guy maybe gets it maybe this won't be a path he'll go down again, you need to explain why what you said was harmful, like why you feel what you said was harmful. If you don't know, if you haven't come to terms with that yet, then don't say that, like because this comes off disingenuous off rip. It comes off disingenuous. I want to hear why you feel what you said was so harmful. I want to hear why you think it's wrong to say this word and why you think it's wrong to spread this word to your audience. That's what I want to see. If you're going to take accountability, then take it fully. I'm so tired of these content creators. You guys have the worst track record when it comes to taking responsibility and taking accountability. Okay? The worst. I will show you guys what it looks like. The second I'm in some hot water, guess what? I will show you guys what it looks like to really take a second to think about what you say and do, and then to come off to someone as someone who is trying to change. Okay? When it's legitimate, it resonates. When it's legitimate. And right now, Dream, I said it in the previous video. No one really cared. But my big critique of you is that you're not living up to your own fucking standard. That's my biggest critique of you. You're not living up to the standard that you set for yourself. Okay? As a grown man, this is the very last thing you should be doing with your time. You are literally a genius. You are a genius. Why are you using your time to fight with kids online, bro? Why are you wasting your time responding to this fool? Let the clown be a clown. He's a comedian.
I want to talk about Tommy's video and why I was angry enough to post something so stupid.
Here we
Tommy,
go.
you and some of your friends have been spreading disproven lies about me for over a year and a half. When I had false allegations made about me, it was one of the hardest times of my life.
There we go. And I'm glad. I like how he's showing the tweets. He's showing some evidence of this because I didn't even see anything leading up to the tweet. I didn't need to, because I had already been on X over the last year and a half. I've been watching the jokes go down. I've been watching people shit all over this man. Like I've watched literally people perpetuate lies, like actual lies. That video of someone yelling, "Hey kid diddler" or "Hey groomer" or something, and him looking back, that was a viral video. That video alone could get that man killed. And everyone's gonna sit here and put the R slur in the same realm. Like, that's the same. Like, come on, y'all. Let's be fucking for real.
And you and your friends decided that after I went through the hell of debunking them, that you would continue to spread, joke about, and support these lies. Don't believe me that you've been doing this? Let's just hear your own best friend confirm that this has been happening.
Here we
I
go.
get why he might be mad about the lies. That group being like, he's a pedophile all the time, which again, I don't like.
This right here was one of the moments in the whole 2-hour video I did about Tubbo that I was like, thank you. Go into a little bit more detail, but thank you. At least admit it. At least admit that you guys have been absolutely terrible towards this man for the last year and a half. Y'all are like, I realized this morning why I was so upset about this. Tommy is being what is a kind of a newer term. He's being a crybully. He's pretending to be the victim in that video and making it seem like Dream messaging his mom over Twitter, by the way, not a text message, but over Twitter, was enough to cause a rift in their family, and hyping it up to his audience to make Dream look like the ultimate villain. He called Dream, I think he said, destructive to the content creator space or something like that, like a massive manipulator. Meanwhile, go to Tommy's video and go to his most viewed video, bro. It's with fucking Wilburson. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this up. How can you sit here and talk about Dream being the ultimate villain? He's this, he's that. You make this big video canceling him, but then you go sit here and still support Wilbur? You're not going to cancel Wilbur for being an abuser SA person who he's a... Yo, the allegations against Wilbur are wild. Way worse than any R slur. Like, the allegations against Wilbur are crazy. Make him your punching bag. Why isn't he your punching bag?
I think we shouldn't joke about people being pedophiles unless we actually know for sure. Because, dude, the Brighton lot, I want to stop throwing out random strays and calling people pedophiles.
Thank you.
Just for cheap laughs.
As you guys know, I made a video debunking those allegations, and after my video, the accusers...
I'm also starting to realize there might be some, like, difference in culture here that people aren't understanding. I don't know what it's like in the UK. I know it's like, what is it, being called a nunce? Is that like what is the same thing as being like a PDF here? All I know is that in America, that kind of shit will get you shot. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but here, being accused of that will get you beat up on the street and can endanger your life. Like, it's actually so serious. Like, nobody plays with that. I don't joke about that. I don't know if you've ever watched me or any of my content, but over the 8 years now I've been doing content, I've never joked about crap like that because it's not funny. Like, it's actually just disgusting. This burner oh yeah, I'm glad he's showing this. Majority of the people who lied about Dream deleted their accounts on X.
Even came forward and admitted that they were not true. I thought that would be the end of it, but for some reason, you and your friend group thought that you would kick me while I was down.
I genuinely think the friend group needs to stop calling Dream a fucking pedophile for cheap laughs. It's stupid.
W Tubbo. That's a Wubbo moment. That's a Wubbo moment. W Tubbo.
To repeatedly call Dream a pedophile when it's not the case.
In the stream you did, you slagged off a lot of my pals. Come on, mate. I mean, my friends are all idiots, but they...
The other thing, too, is this whole thing of like, oh, you were holding my career over my head and manipulating everybody, and you were making me feel like I was so small, yada, 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 yada. That's fine. But make jokes about that. Don't add the G word accusations in with those same jokes as a same level of criticism, because it's not even in the same planet. It's not even in the same planet.
They have bloody good hearts.
Like, yeah, I know you're upset because they call you pedos, but they've got big hearts.
And you and your friends'
This is so
references and the way
stupid.
you talk about women behind the scenes has been so sexist too. Shame on you guys.
I don't even know what
Sexism,
this is
oh,
about.
wow.
You don't provide any context or evidence.
No evidence, no context. Who? And then once again, sexism, bro. Sexism? You're really looping in sexism with everything? This is like literally that meme of like, oh, they don't align with you politically? Okay, well then they're a PDF racist, bigot, sexist, Trump supporting, gun toting, like, you know what I mean? Like it's literally just, I don't like this person. So now let me just throw every single thing that I think is despisable at this person and let's just see if it sticks. Let's just try to make it stick. That's literally what this was. It was literally a hit piece.
To what you're saying. TommyInnit, your racist behavior behind the scenes is unacceptable. You are a racist behind the scenes, and it's unacceptable. Shame on you. You're mad that I criticized your racist behind the scenes.
Okay, I get what you're doing here, Dream. If I'm gonna give you some credit, I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to show like you can do the same thing, right? You can just make accusations about Tommy being a certain way behind the scenes without drawing up any evidence. No. No, you can't, Dream. I get that I hope that this is only an example and you're only doing this as a joke in the video, because this is 100% not cool. I want receipts. If you think Tommy was being racist behind the scenes, if there's any truth to this accusation, I want to see it. I want you to drop screenshots, bro. We need this. And now this falls into my category. Now y'all can't tell me nothing about how I feel about any of this. The second we start seeing the racist remarks in here, you know my black ass is covering it. You already know. This is where everything intersects and I become interesting. Okay? Because at this point now, I'm not only an OG DSMP fan that's been in the fandom now since the beginning. I've been watching all this go down. I'm also older, so I'm one of the oldest fans in the fandom. I'm one of the most outspoken, but also I'm black. And I know a little thing about racism. So this would actually be my subject to cover. So Dream, if you have any evidence of Tommy being racist behind the scenes that you think is substantial, and it's not just someone saying the N-word with a soft A, which, I mean, you can show that too. I'm not going to sit here and I want to pour over it, the evidence, and I want to analyze it and come to a conclusion. Don't just throw little tidbits out here like this. We need more.
Scenes, and it's unacceptable. Shame on you. You're mad that I criticized your friends in a 3-hour-long live stream with screenshots and receipts of their not so good.
By the way, people have been telling me to react to the live stream. I haven't reacted to the live stream because it is literally too long. I don't have the space like on my computer to hold that. Like I can't. It would be at least a 5-hour video if I watched his live stream. It would be a 5-hour recording, and I can't. But what I will say is that I did watch Pyrocynical's video about it. I didn't react to it. I just watched it, and his video did go over what was being brought up in the live stream, and I did like his coverage. So if there is a video that you guys want to watch that's about this situation that isn't terrible, I do recommend watching Pyrocynical's video about it.
Good behavior, so you just make stuff up about my friends? I mean, you didn't have a problem interviewing Sapnap in one of your videos recently?
Sapnap? Well,
really?
Sapnap, you see, today I'm no.
He walked up to Sapnap? Look, this is what I'm talking about. This feels fake. This is good, Dream. I'm glad you're bringing this up, because this is the kind of stuff that people are talking about when they talk about TommyInnit being a fake content creator and being someone that's just riding hype and riding waves for views. This is what we're talking about. You can't sit here and now come out with this video titled Dream and say he's the destructive to the content creator space, all these different things, blah, 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 he's harmful, whatever, and then go chill with Sapnap, bro. You can't. It doesn't work this way. It doesn't work that way. Not only that, I saw your interaction with Hassan too. I didn't like that interaction. I'll be real, this gonna get me killed. I'm not gonna talk about Hassan. Hassan, I'll be real with you. You gonna get a video maybe another day. I ain't gonna hold you, okay?
no longer TommyInnit, famed Minecraft YouTuber. I'm actually Professor Respect. Okay, well, it's good to see you.
Yeah. Oh, and you tried to interview George, but he walked away because he didn't want to be in your video.
Hey.
So there's two options. Either
respect to George not being fake as fuck. Respect. And it's really interesting for me to say that about George, because I didn't think he had it in him. Respect.
one, they're not bad people, or two, you don't care enough to not profit off of them. Like,
There it
you'll be
is.
best friends with Logan Paul in private, but
Yeah, this. Blaze and Logan in private, bro. This looks disgusting. This is disgusting. I'm sorry. You cannot sit here and pretend to be upset about the R slur and then hype up, and then this was you only 2 years ago. I know I will give Dream to be critical of you for a second too, but you can't, like, you bringing this up about Logan Paul isn't helpful here for one reason, and that is this is old as shit. Like, no one cares about this, bro. Like, I will say he's had a falling out with Logan Paul now, right? He's not promoting Prime. You know, if he did think of Logan Paul a certain way before and then he changed his mind, I do feel like that's okay. That's not exactly fake necessarily, but I will admit these DMs look crazy. I don't know if I've seen another content creator glazing this hard. It's wild.
then the second it becomes beneficial for people to think that you don't like him, then all of a sudden you have a problem with all those shitty things that he's done.
He has booked another flight to Japan. 4 years ago, you were awful to me. When I was 16, you gave me YouTube advice, and you held that over my head for years.
I gave you YouTube advice because I thought that you were extremely talented, hardworking, and you had a big dream to be a YouTuber. And that's why with no expectations, we called for hours a day talking about YouTube, strategies, and ideas. And I never held this over your head. Most people hearing that I helped you at all are probably hearing this for the first time.
Dream's awesome. He should, like, probably for the past, 8 months, once a week, me and Dream will have, a 2-hour call. And he just helps me.
Like, Tommy.
I'll be real with you. I did not even know that. And on top of that, that does help the argument that Dream is giving, which is that I'm not responsible for your career, but I did really help you. I put in time to help you. And that's all that is. That's what that evidence is. That's what the Discord stuff is. It doesn't get weird at all. I know that some people are like, well, there was an age gap between the creators working with each other. Bro, Dream is responsible for TommyInnit making millions of dollars. Millions. Okay? If there is any evidence of Dream being inappropriate behind the scenes, and I said this in the last video, you need to present it. We need to stop this game, okay? When Dream is getting crapped on, when the false allegations came out, and those people literally lied on his name, right? That was the moment for everybody to bring out your damning evidence on Dream being weird behind the scenes. That was the time. It was time for everyone to pull the skeletons out the closet. That was the moment. If you guys don't have evidence of the things you're alleging, then stop alleging it.
There's no way that you actually believe this. Saying I was so terrible to you with no examples or anything. Like, if you don't think that my intention was to help you, then what was my intention? Why did I do all of that?
The Dream SMP, a lot of your success just wouldn't have happened without me.
That
you could argue against that point, Dream, and say that the reason why he did all that was because he saw an opportunity. Which, once again, maybe that is the point you're making. The point you're making is that he's an opportunistic content creator, which is honestly, there's nothing actually truly wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that by itself. If you're someone who is very upfront about that and honest about, hey, I'm messing with you because this is a good time. You know, we're making moves or bringing up clout. This is a good movement. This is great. There's nothing wrong with being like, yeah, I milked the hell out of that. Well, that was a thing. And then I moved on to the next thing. If you're honest about it. But I guess the problem is that there was this whole background thing happening. And people were assuming that people were good behind the scenes, that people were amicable, that they were being so supportive of each other. Meanwhile, the truth is that everyone hates each other. So now it's like in Prey. it's like in Prey with the looking glass, right? I'm not gonna say much more just in case you haven't played Prey, but it's like the looking glass. Like it's been shattered.
That egotistical sentiment is exactly what you're accusing me of. I think that the Dream SMP would have not been what it was without any of the creators that were on it. Everyone, including you, made it what it was. And I said that on stream the other day.
I'm not just selling USB baby photos.
He did say that. He did say that in his Detective Dream stream. He said, even to this day, I still respect TommyInnit as a creator. He literally still said that. And you know, I'm like thinking about it. I'm like really thinking about it, right? There ain't no way in hell that if someone were doing what Tommy has been doing to Dream over the last year and a half, that I would have anything positive to say about Tommy. I would not say anything positive. He might have been honestly hearing from my lawyer team, real talk. He might have heard from my legal team that this was me, and I had the money and the power that Dream presumes to have, that everyone thinks Dream has. If I'm the big villain, right, I'm pulling out the, oh, you guys all signed NDAs at one point, and I'm pulling that out, right? Or, like, I would have had this grand plan to make sure that there's a no-compete clause, right, for the QSMP. All kinds of things like that.
Easily designed merchandise, all right? I'm doing the best with what I have.
Tommy, you say that like it's a slight on me, when my entire merch brand was built by my family in my hometown. Like, the reason there was ever a USB...
What are people going to say to this? What are y'all going to say back to this? Because I saw a lot of people talking like, oh, like, Tommy employs its family. Tommy's so wholesome. Dream has a sweatshop of people. Blah, 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 blah. The whole idea that the Dream brand, the merch, is made by a sweatshop of people is clearly bullshit. As you can see, he literally employed his own family to work on this.
Flash drive sold that had pictures of me on it was because it was my mom's idea, and Tommy knows that.
With the package too.
Wow. I didn't know that. I actually did not know that the flash drive was his mom's idea. Oh my gosh. And that there's so many people who do not know that. Like, actually, it makes it just this much less creepy. It really does, Dream. You need to, I know you're not, I think what it is he doesn't want his mom to get any flack for the idea, because the idea came off weird from the standpoint of like a creepy, you know, older creator that is trying to prey on their fans by showing them something that's so intimate and private. It comes off like he's being a manipulator. Meanwhile, his mom is the one who came up with this idea, and she probably just thought it was cute. Like, I can definitely see his mom carrying around that USB with her because she thinks it's cute. It's like, that's her son. Wow.
Designers are local people working with my local family business. And this also let me make sure that all of my...
I really wanted that hoodie, by the way. That collection with the little Tommy there for the branding. I did want this hoodie. I did. I thought it was cool.
Fans had a good merch experience.
That is really...
He did this for Yo BGS as well, which is so dope. He really sent some stuff. You know, Dream is really... Me and Dream have talked, right? And, like, you know, I've heard his music and stuff, and, like, he's, like, I consider him a friend. But he's never sent me anything. He's never sent me anything. He sent things to everybody else. Sorry. This is not the time for this.
Really cool.
I didn't make the most money that way, but I'm happy that I did it. Tommy went with a merch company that actually had some really cool designs, with some very hardworking child laborers to make it possible. Unfortunately, that company also scammed a bunch of his viewers.
It did. And you know what? I didn't want to mention it. I didn't want to mention the whole Revolt scam thing that happened because I was, you know, I'm somebody who was supporting this. I thought that the creators were getting what they were supposed to get from the, you know, this whole thing. This was really sad. It was really messed up. But this particular criticism is wild. I did not know this.
And multiple of his creator friends got scammed and literally never got paid, and the company went bankrupt.
The biggest creators in the world are at the center of a scam, and I don't know if I should talk about it.
Some have been defrauded, others are associated, and most are plain embarrassed.
This is actually true and was investigated by CoffeeZilla. Unfortunately, after the false allegations that Tommy perpetuated, my family merch company did struggle. So if you'd like to support it, dream.shop.
But the difference between me and you, I put effort, my absolute best, into all these new things. I'm gonna talk about my brilliant...
Yeah, I criticized this too in his video. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You're gonna sit here out of your mouth and say that Dream is not putting an effort into his new content? Are you actually fucking serious?
Podcast, because I'm really proud of it. Or the book I spent months writing.
Tommy essentially belittles what I...
Good job, Tommy. You wrote one book in your adult years. Dream has written like what, like 8 in as a kid? Good job, bro. Good job. Good job with your podcast. It's so hard to set up 2 mics and have your friend come up and talk shit about one of the most popping content creators in the space. Good job, bro. Good job. And I'm not trying to shame your content because my content is nothing compared to yours. But the whole idea that you're going to shame Dream's content in comparison to yours, like Dream is not putting effort in his content, bro, shut up, man.
do, saying that what he does with his podcast and book are somehow more valuable or important than the videos that I make, which I think is just a little sad. I'm happy making videos with my friends. That's what I've always done. And I'm a coder and I code cool new Minecraft mods and make...
Real talk, Dream is playing this softball in this video. This is softball. I went harder in my X post earlier today. Go to Tommy's channel right now, bro. Go to Tommy's channel, okay? Go sort by the most popular video on his channel, okay? His most popular video is with Wilbur Soot, okay? His next several most popular uploads, like out of the 10, 5 of them have Dream either in the title or the thumbnail, okay? And we're talking about the disparity in views from the top 5 to the bottom 5 in that 10 is ridiculous. Okay? Let's just be completely real here. Let's be real. All right? You do owe a good portion of your career and success to Dream. It would be a lie if you say otherwise.
Everything for my channels by myself. Like, I edit my own videos. I'm sure Tommy can knock out videos pretty quick because at one point he had a...
This is another thing. I always, when I found this out, I had this much more, a little bit more respect for him. And this doesn't matter to anybody else, but it matters to me as a YouTuber. As a YouTuber, as an OG. We don't employ editors. We do it all on our own. Okay? I edit every video that goes up on my channel. Everything. By ourselves. I'm not sitting here and saying the edits are amazing or anything. All right, I have some shitty edits. But at least I do it myself. I can't say that for 90% of the content creator space now. A lot of people are at least popular content creator space. Overall, the content creator space, most people are making their own stuff still. But I mean, like, at the top of the content creators, the people with the check marks, the people who are making money, they all employ editors.
Edit my own videos. I'm sure Tommy can knock out videos pretty quick because at one point he had a literal editor sweatshop where his editors made less than...
I kind of like Larry. I think he's pretty cool. There was a moment in time where he had a crazy wave on X. He probably still does.
The minimum wage, and we're also getting fans to edit the videos for free for them.
Getting Tommy's to do like rough cuts for him. Dream, I get what you're trying to do here, bro, but I don't consider any of this bad. I really don't. If Tommy wants to lean in and get help from fans and editors, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But this is what Dream is doing. He's doing, look, if you're going to sit here and say I don't put effort into my content, you can't say that if you don't edit your own content, which is fair.
But to each their own. Everyone has a different style of YouTube. I don't get the high and mighty. Like, it's not just in this video. Like, recently Tommy's been emboldened that he is the savior of YouTube or something.
So I was walking down the street and I thought to myself, oh man, this internet ain't so well.
But then Tommy says something I don't even know what. Just listen to this.
You harassed my mum as she was going through a divorce. The worst time of her life. You are like a proper movie villain.
Okay guys, I'm gonna reveal to you this harassment. The proper movie villain harassing of Tommy's mom that I did. Before I show you, just picture in your mind the harassment. Here it comes.
This is, all right, oh, I don't want to see that. So this is what I imagined harassment would look like. I messaged you. hey, you know, and I would, this is what I would imagine too, a text message, like a literal text message, right? Directly to the mom. And not only that, but several calls, right? Like he's calling every hour. And in the message, he's like, tell your son to pick up the fucking phone, you bitch, or something. Like just something terrible, right? Like that's what I would imagine would be harassment. Like something like an, or even it doesn't need to be that. It could be like a really vile message of like just intense hatred and vitriol, or like him threatening to do something to her or her son. Like that's what I imagine is like a harassment. And I would imagine several messages, like 5, 6, 7, 8 messages, like a bunch of maybe like a stream of messages over and over again, calling the business, calling friends, family members, just overall. That's what I imagine harassment to be. If you've ever been on the side of harassment, then you understand. Let's see what Dream did. I'm gonna read this out. Just thought I'd let you know that I don't agree with lots of people replying to you and don't want you to be attacked at all. I'll express that I do agree with some of the people replying because Tommy knew what would happen and knew what I had happened with my family as well. I think he said what had happened. As he has critiqued me strongly for my tweets that cause doxing or harassment, saying you know it's gonna cause doxing, so why do it? Even though I always reply that it's not my silly reply that's the problem. It's the person doxing or whatever. Like you said about his video, that's never what his opinion's been. His video is outwardly dishonest as he knows far more about the situation, and he takes a side with his skit, which he knew would cause tons of issues. So if you look at the screenshot date for this, August 5th, 2023, this is actually around the time when Dream was like reaching out to different people and being like, you know, I give my side, I believe. Um, and if I'm being takes a side with a skit, which he knew would cause tons of issues. So this must be right after Tommy did the jokes. I also don't agree that it was an ableist portrayal, and I don't agree that he wants my family to be harassed or doxxed. I will reiterate, though, that it is already and will cause more problems and harassment for my friends and family, and obviously myself, and that I've had people reach out already from my friends and my family expressing how dishonest his video was and how many issues it's going to cause with no pluses. So let's say you're a Dream, right? You know, millions of subs, millions of followers, and you're chilling one day, and then all of a sudden you start getting hit, just spammed with clips from this video, right? Clips making fun of you, basically being the G word, or you know, whatever joke it was this time. Like that is provoking behavior. Like that is, I want a response. And that, in my opinion, it is an example of Tommy being content creator first and person next. All right, next part. I know it's comedy. I know he can hide behind it being a skit, but the intentions feel very cruel and dishonest from my personal perspective, and the perspective of those that know all the details, including everything Tommy said, of the Q situation back when it happened, as Tommy is one of the only people I actually told about my idea and had involved in my SMP idea, which includes my mom and my family and my friends, and it's very hurtful to see it get to this point. Just my personal thoughts, that's all. This has got to be one of the most civil, respectful, and nicest messages that I feel like Dream has ever put out. Like he's moving with straight up kid gloves here. He didn't come off crazy, didn't disrespect anybody, didn't call Tommy anything, didn't actually even say anything negative outside of, hey, like, you replying to this and saying this and perpetuating this part. If you could just talk to them, like, this is hurting me. This is hurting me and my family. If you could just talk to him and let him know, like, this is part of the problem, that would be great. I'm assuming right now that MommAInnit did not respond to this well. I'm going to assume right now that MommAInnit went on the bearer defense mode.
This one message is the only contact that I have ever had with Tommy's mom.
You harassed my mum. Proper movie villain.
That was a harassment? Yeah, you know what? Tommy is pretty fake. I'm sorry. And I'm now remembering too, this was my big criticism with him and the Gideon beef. Okay? TommyInnit is fake. In his brain, what goes first in his brain is, How can I make as much money and views off of this as possible? That's what goes through his brain first, and then he strategizes. And then he acts. Instead of him thinking, how could this affect the people around me? How could this affect my personal brand? Well, no, he does think about himself. He's very self-preservant, but he doesn't think about how his actions could affect the other people. It's him. How it will affect him, his numbers, his views first, and then how will it affect others. I don't know if it gets to the second step. I don't fully know if it gets, but I know at least he thinks about himself and his views.
Villain.
This message starts with, just thought I'd let you know that I don't agree with lots of people replying to you, and I don't want you to be attacked at all.
You harassed.
You harassed. Harassed. Oh my gosh. Tommy, this is your time. If there's more to this story, if there's more somewhere from Dream that's hiding somewhere, this is the time to unearth it, bro. This is an easy slam dunk. All you gotta do is unearth the messages.
To my mum.
And the context to this is that Tommy's mom was arguing with Dream fans on Twitter about Tommy making fun of my stutter in a video. Some of my fans were upset.
Oh. And you know what? Oh my gosh. I don't know if there's gonna be a single person that's gonna say this or not. I hope there's at least one or two people who will say this. Making fun of someone's stuttering, okay? Making fun of someone's stutter is ableist. It is ableist. There are people who go to classes to learn how to speak better, and they invest time and money into relearning how to speak to get rid of their stutter, okay? It is super ableist to make fun of that. It is just as bad to make fun of someone's stutter, in my opinion, as using the R slur. To me, it's on the same level. If not, one thing might even be worse. It might even be worse to make fun of someone's stutter, to be honest with you. Because that is so it's so particular. It's such a low blow. Like, someone could go their whole life being made fun of over their stutter, and here you come making fun of them like a fucking bully. Yeah, I'm tired of this fake outrage. You don't care about the R slur. None of these people care about the R slur. No one cared about what Dream tweeted. You are fake outrage for views.
And she was replying to them. I sent her this singular message on Twitter, letting her know that I didn't agree with my fans that Tommy's portrayal of my stutter was ableist, but also letting her know that I didn't like the rest of the video.
Okay. So Dream disagrees with me. He doesn't agree that it's ableist. I think it is. I think if we're going to go so far to call Dream an ableist for using the R slur in that meme, I think it's fair to call Tommy an ableist for making fun of your stutter. This is where I disagree with Dream. I honestly believe I think that's a fair criticism.
Because it was causing additional harassment for me that I was already getting because this was at the peak of the allegations. And Tommy, of course, didn't show any evidence for any of this stuff because it makes it look ridiculous.
There's people's stutter that is so bad that they stop talking. Like, they don't talk to people. They don't talk out loud to people because they're afraid that if they talk out loud, they're going to start stuttering and they're going to be an embarrassment. So they choose to reserve part of themselves, part of their personality. I know people in real life who are like this. I think that's way worse to make fun of that than just simply retweeting a meme with an R slur or even posting a meme with an R slur. I'm sorry.
Ridiculous if he did. He literally says that I'm a cartoon villain for this DM.
You are like a proper movie villain.
This is the Dream SMP Chapter 2, and I've escaped the prison. The way he words that, you would think I spammed his mom's phone for weeks with slurs and threats. And Tommy keeps bringing up the fact that he was 16 and 17. I mean, I was 20 and 21.
Thank you. I'm so glad he brought this up. The age gap criticism. The age gap criticism is not even close to fair. Okay? Y'all make it seem like Dream was in his 30s working with TommyInnit, a child. Okay? Dream was not too far out of being a child either when he was working with Tommy. Let's just cut the crap. Both these kids are kids. They're young. These are young adults.
I didn't treat you like a kid. I treated you like you were my friend and a colleague. We had occasional disagreements, but that's because I did treat you like an equal. But you'd think based on what...
Dream is damned if he doesn't, damned if he does here. If he says that he treated TommyInnit like an equal, he's a predator. He's weird. He's a groomer. He's doing all this weird stuff. If he treated TommyInnit like a kid, then he was belittling him. He didn't acknowledge his success. He's not treating him like a man. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
What you're saying, that you were 12 and that I was some evil overlord, not a content creator helping you out with advice.
Everything else about my channel, you can thank Dream for. Oh, Dream's such a good guy, man.
So, let me ask you guys, where are we believing Tommy here? Are we believing Tommy when he says that Dream was evil, destructive to the content creator space, a manipulator, harasser, mom harasser? Or are we believing Tommy when he says that Dream is a good guy and he owes his success to him?
And I feel bad because in 2020, I gave him so much shit always. It was like in the friend group, the guy that you make fun of a bit too much. That was Dream. And I was just always taking the piss.
I mean, the truth is, you don't care enough that I used that word to make this video, especially because you know my own personal struggles. You realize that it's something that you can use against me to promote your channel and all of the things that you've in personal struggles.
What does this mean? What does this mean? Tommy, you got to explain this. What does the no mean to Jack being diagnosed with autism? Not that this should even be news for anybody. It's such a weird drama or tweet as it is. What is this response? Because where are all the fake people outraged at this?
You realize that it's something that you can use against me to promote your channel and all of the things that you've literally promoted for almost a minute at the end of your video. And I mean,
there was, I'm now remembering the Tommy that I loved would have been laughing at the meme. I'm now realizing it. The world where I respected TommyInnit, he actually would have just laughed at the meme and it would have turned into a call. Because he's a comedian. Why is he outraged? Why is he mad? What is he mad about? He never explained it, by the way. He never explained, oh, this is offensive because of this. This is offensive to my fans because of this. He doesn't know. He doesn't know why he's outraged, because he's not.
I mean, you talk about how terrible of a person I am while leaving up videos with my sister and mom, and of course dozens with me, while lying and exaggerating.
That's the point I was making too. It's like, don't leave these videos on your channel if you believe he's destructive to the content creator space.
About me harassing your mom and bringing up her divorce that I didn't even know about and have nothing to do with. But Tommy, I'm not going to suggest that you go to therapy like you did to me.
You need to get off the internet now. Go and get some therapy.
Because you feel strongly enough to make an entire dedicated video on...
That's weaponizing therapy, by the way, which is also, I didn't even trip off of that in the original video when I reacted to it. But he is weaponizing therapy.
Your channel hating on me, you can go ahead and take down every video of yours that I'm in, and I'll take down every video of mine that you're in. Because if you have a backbone, you wouldn't want to show support to such a no-good person. And Tommy, you mentioned being proud of yourself. I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of everything that you've accomplished. But you don't need to put other people down to lift yourself up. You are talented enough on your own.
There it is. So the aspects of this video that I want to be critical about when it comes to Dream is, you could have went harder, bro. You could have went harder. Okay? Look, all right? I love this era. I love the era where we're all addressing people directly and we're saying how we feel and no one's like, you could go harder. But also on top of that, Dream, I think you're also potentially open to doing a call. So I'm going to extend this once again. This is the third time I'm doing this. There needs to be a call between Tommy, Dream, and potentially Tubbo with a moderator. I think that this call could end this war. I really do. And I think it will be healing for the old Dream DSMP community, the people like me, the people that are on X. It will be healing if Tommy was like, you know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry. I understand why you're angry. And I think it would be helpful if Dream was like, hey, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I understand why you're angry. And they both recite why each other are angry. And they come to some kind of truce. It doesn't need to be them making content again, but an amicable split for the internet. Not really for they can do whatever the hell they want with their time in life. But the point is to settle this so that the fan bases aren't warring in the background. People don't need to be doxxed, internet stopped, and people ruining their internet connection. Like all this extra stuff, like none of this needs to actually happen. What really needs to happen is some type of resolution. Because if not, then go the opposite direction, Dream. Drop the diss track. if we're not doing that, if we're not doing a call to resolve this, and just go harder. Drop the track, bro. I heard the song. Drop it. Please. Just drop the song. Oh man. I don't think any of these people are evil. I think that Tommy and the way he behaved is opportunistic, but that's being a content creator. And I think he needs to own up to that. And I think that if everyone all owns up to their own shit, potentially we can see a resolution this year. If not, if we're going to war, then let's actually war. All right. That's pretty much my thoughts on this. Y'all can let me know what you thought in the comment section below. I already know people are going to say I'm biased for Dream, but like, I'm biased for what after looking at the situation, like what I think is the right side. Yeah, I'm biased. I'm looking at people literally spreading lies about this man, and it's not really happening on the other side. So I'm going to take up stake for the side that's being slandered. All right, I will see everyone in the next video. Peace.